economic development queue.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So good evening. My name is Jessica Norwood, and I'm going to pick up on a cue here from Stephen, and I really want everybody to ask me, where are you from? Where are you from? Say it like you really mean it, like, where are you from? I'm from Africatown. So I have the real distinct pleasure and honor of being from this place that we're talking about, Africatown. My father was the mayor there, and so I grew up really hearing about and thinking about Africatown. And I really am very honored to be here with such very distinguished people. So thank you all for being here and giving me your time this evening. Ever since I was a little girl and I would hear these stories, let me just tell you, from the people who are living in Africatown and Pritchard, this was not a story or a piece of history that we really knew all about. We knew bits and pieces of things, and these were passed on by family members, and a lot of times not passed on because we thought you'll be safer if people don't know that this is what this history is. And so this represents a real pivotal moment in our community, and for all of us to have a very direct linkage, to have this incredible find with the Cotilda, the actual boat, and to be able to connect back to Benin and to the continent is really important for us. And so for all of those people who could not be here that I stand for, I say thank you, and then I say welcome, and please come to Africatown. Yes.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
Where exactly are you guys saying it's around Mobile?
Yes.
Like where?
Where in Mobile? Are you familiar with Mobile?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Baton Rouge.
Oh, you're from Baton Rouge?
I was like,
Okay.
I've driven that part of I-10
Right.
100,000 times. I'm like, I never saw a sign or anything.
It's a relatively small community. It is right on Mobile Bay, so if you're driving over that bridge, right now I have to give like a little bit of like, you know the bridge you go over?
Yeah.
So, you know somebody, you just say, you know that bridge? You really can't tell the communities, I'll tell you why. Part of what happened, and Steve mentioned this, a lot of the area got annexed in because they had a lot of shipyards, and so they built a lot of these shipping yards and communities, International Paper Company, Scott Paper Company, all of that. So you can barely see the community from just driving. You have to kind of go in there and you have to know somebody. You know, y'all know those kind of communities where you only when you're from there you know where that is. That's one of those things. But it's north of Mobile, right past north of downtown on the Mobile Bay.
And how many people are there altogether?
So, mind you, if you can sort of think about the geographic area, Africatown, what we sort of call Africatown proper, we call Africatown region, because a lot of this had been annexed in, and so we don't have like specific geography to say this is what originally was Africatown. So we sort of talk about it from a regional standpoint, but the Africatown proper probably has about 5,000 or so people in that area. It's relatively a smaller kind of community. And then the larger community that they are part of has about 25,000. So a total of maybe 30,000 people in this particular area. It is right on the water, so it is in a trade zone. It has the ability to have a port. And it is also got this incredible blueway that we talk about, which also has this water path that goes along. A lot of development and things are starting to spark around that. I did not come to tell you that part of the story though. The part that I came to tell you about was really more about as a young person growing up and hearing this story. And I had this vision always, I don't know why, but I always had this vision that boat, the Cotilda, that it would sail back out of the port of Mobile. And it would go to all of these places, and it would finally take us back to Africa. And in fact, Cotilda, who was the story that we now have as far as the history, always and only thought about going back to African soil. And so part of this is an ancestral vision and dream of ours is to actually honor what it is the people wanted. They wanted to be connected. Now, we may not be able to go back to to Africa in this way, but we can, and I want to sort of pick up on this language, think about trade in a form of human dignity. Like, what does the respect and responsibility, what does that really look like? Where is that care? Where are those relationships? And we have an opportunity now to forge a different relationship, and one that we're really proud of. And so there are young people right now who are organizing, who are putting together small businesses that can help to facilitate this growth. We have lots of vibrant ideas and energy going on, and I just want to tell you that this place and this community is ready and like really raring to go, and very, very, very honored to be connecting back to the music.
Actually, you are going back to Africa because the African Union has organized an initiative called the Law of the Return. So in October, November from North Carolina, there's going to be huge groups of brothers and sisters from here and friends of Africa also going back to Africa. So let's clap to that.